Hello, I'm Shalay Washington, and this week's discussion will be on the differences of freedom and liberty. What is freedom and what is liberty? When hearing both terms, you automatically think of some sort of liberation of some kind. Freedom comes from the Germanic background, and liberty, it comes from the Mediterranean Roman background, from the word libertas. So Dr. Roberts, he explained to us that understanding the ongoing tension between liberty and freedom within Western civilization through American and European history is a strong point of Western civilization. And as he said, it's something that started in ancient civilization, and we still have discussions on what is freedom and what is liberty. So, getting into Aristotle's conception of freedom, eulotherapy, it could be translated in meaning, it can be translated into liberty or freedom. According to Aristotle, Aristotle had a broad view of what freedom meant, and all of his meanings, it'll make you think in a philosophical way of, wow, what really is freedom? So, for Aristotle, a free man is a man who has foresight, capacity for deliberation, capable of attaining cleverness. One of Aristotle's quotes were, if their work is the use of the body, or slaves by nature, for he is a slave by nature who is capable of belonging to another. So, for Aristotle, another quote he said was, the free man, the man fitted to be a master. Also, the free man has reason, the slave does not. The best work that came from the slave is the use of the body, while the free man is capable of more. He is capable of the work of the intellect, end quote. So, Aristotle, he also says that the human being is free, we say, who exists for his own sake and not for another's. And, as I, you know, mentioned out in my research topic of last week, I find that very conflicting being a wife and being a mother, because I feel that I'm, as free as I can be, being a Black woman in America. But I also have my children and I have my husband. They need me, they depend on me, but I don't look at it as if I'm bound to them. Um, but one thing that was pointed out was that many democracies fail because those in ruling office define freedom badly. And I feel that that is very true. And if we look at what is going on in our democracy, um, it kind of plays out into, the rulers not looking at the overview of everyone or all people. Also, two marks of democratic freedom is one, living as one wishes. Two, having a share in ruling office equal to that of one's fellow citizen. A third one that kind of came in later on was citizens, they not only live as they wish and share equally in public responsibility, but are treated equally by the law. So, according to Aristotle, Aristotle's free man, he not only does what he desires, but he desires that what is truly good. So he feel that even though the free man has the capability to be free, he has the power to be free, but he still is going to do the right thing, that is for the good of all people. So, getting into Cicero, Roman republicanism, and the contested meaning of liberties. Liberties is what we know as liberty. So, Cicero, he has pretty much inspired many people throughout history. One of the most notable being Machiavelli. And writers who were inspired by Machiavelli and Cicero, And the Roman historians, they argue that freedom is not merely freedom from external interference in the Hobbesian sense. So freedom meant more of independence from the will of others. And also with this, the Neo-Roman conception of liberty is neither the negative or the positive liberty described by Berlin. So liberty, Romans liberty, it referred to liber, which meant free man in opposition to the slave. So the concept of Libertas and Concordia in Cicero's De Republic, it was pretty much lost until 1820. But when it came out, it it made sense at that time for the European philosophers and enlighteners to dawn upon it. So Cicero said that liberty must coexist with recognition of the dignitas of the best men and the auctoritas of the Senate. So with this, this form of liberty is based on the principle of an equality of all citizens. So and another thing that is mentioned is that liberty is most prevalent in democracies, and that kind of goes in with my abstract, with freedom and liberty being the basis and the foundation of many democracies and republican nations and countries. But of course, both terms can get conflicted upon different views. And so this is why the conversation of freedom and liberty, which started in ancient civilization, still continues on in 2020. Thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed my presentation.